Now, when he was first formed as both in heaven, perhaps, right? Now, here's the thing, you know. We do know Adam was the first human being made by God, but what we don't understand is the bone and flesh reference by he himself to make the female from him. That's a little confusing and didn't tell them at the end to become one flesh and they were married, silly. Now, Christians can't get past that verse, right? Okay, they don't realize there were no court systems back then, right? There was no father and mother, but the spirit and the dust of the earth, which you were made from, right? But it's not just dust, it's specific matter, right? Whatever it is, it has something to do with nitrogen and certain elements, and right. But it's still elemental, right? You know, related to the earth itself, right? To actually bring it all together into a living form, right? Same with animals, probably too, all the way down to the amoeba again, right? So the real problem is what? You give up too easy, don't you, right? That's the real problem, right? So when you give up, you gave up, right? I mean, once you start giving up, you start giving up, right? That's with most people, but Jesus came in with the concept of forgiving yourself. So what? I smelled a little. You don't, occasionally. Maybe I'm smelling you and you think you're smelling me, huh? See, you're smelling something, but it could be your own stink, right? Never think of that, huh, right? It's not impossible, is it? No, no. But that's the point, too, right? Whatever you're smelling, it could be you yourself. Because I usually do try to shower, right? Right. And that's part of the point. Most people do. Even if I do it every other day, what am I doing that would make me smell so bad? I'm barely walking right now, right? And that's because I'm trying to wait till the first, where it starts kind of warming up a little bit, but still got to deal with the winter weather until about, March, right? February, March, right? That's kind of the scheme in Georgia, yeah. Yeah, I'll come back now, you hell. Now, when you're an impersonator, first you gotta establish your baseline, which is how to speak or talk, right? So you notice, I try not to use accents when speaking to you, right? Of any form or kind, right? And that's what I mean about impersonation. Well, if you listen to other people's drawl, you can very quickly go into someone else's voice. Now you hear? But if you don't understand what I'm talking about, so you don't know what you're doing. Okay. Glorious Joyce Kwanzaa, by the way. So when you're doing voices, that's kind of your forte or not, right? Like Fallon or even like Myers or Dana Carvey, of course, right? And anyway, what you gotta learn to do is, control your voice where when you go into it, it's just a smooth transition and they wonder if you're using equipment or something. Well, then you go back to your real voice, so you show it really quickly what you're doing. Well, man, I don't know what I'm gonna do, huh? Let's get over it, sir. Okay. So that's kind of the rich Boston-y voice or something like that. Massachusetts voice, they call it. I'm not gonna get well, Papa. Something like that. So, Hanukkah's almost over. Got maybe 1 or 2 more days, something like that. If that, I'm not sure exactly. Kind of started differently this December, right? And there's a reason for that. That's because the calendars aren't perfectly matched up, right? A lunar calendar, like I said, adds an extra month every 3.5 years or so, to 3 years, right? To 7 sometimes, right? So anyway, that's to kind of catch it up with the solar calendar, right? Now, what is that? How long it takes the Earth to journey back to the same point around the sun, is a year too. So it takes 24 hours to revolve on its axis. Now, here's another concept. Day one itself, the Earth was stopped coming, right, for a second or two, right? Whatever you know what I mean. So it took it the first rotation, right? Okay, say 1,000 years. Whether the sun's there or not, whatever's going on in the concept of the universe, right? So it starts with, right? Day one is first 500 years, right? And then day two is second 500 years, right? Depending on the spot you mark it at, say Middle East, for example, right? So day one, slowly over 1,000 years after it stopped briefly, right? Maybe however many years, right? Before that, then it rotates again, right? So slowly it takes it 1,000 years, right? For the first day, right? Now, if you have an end in the beginning, right, and you come into being and yet you don't remember anything once you die, what happens there? The same spirit in Adam and Eve is the same spirit in you, right? Even they came into awareness they were alive after God made the form and put the spirit in the form, you understand, right? Now, if you keep making the same people, what are the chances they'll make the same mistakes? 100%? Probably. Okay, there you go. Now, the purpose of dying for your sins ain't just to help you be a better person, though you can do that too. That's an option, right? It's so that even if you sin, while you're sinning, right, making a mistake, Christ died for your sin to cover that sin, right? To forgive you. Right, that's it. Now, why does he do that? He can't murder you like Satan wants him to the same day you sin, right? Don't you understand the problem, right? It's called a catch-22. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't, right? Situation, right? You're doing something you know is harmful to another human being, like, say, murder them like Cain did Abel, right? Well, that's the point, right? You can murder someone after the fall, apparently, and condemn yourself for it and still go to hell. But you can't love someone and want to kill them anyway, right? If you love someone, you're not going to try to kill them, you understand, right? But hating your brother, because he brought a better sacrifice than you, right, is petty, right? It's silly, right? It don't matter, right, in the grand scheme of things. You just wanted to murder your brother for maybe the woman, which is another excuse, right? Now, if there's only one, either share her, you know what I mean? Abel have a shot and then Cain have a shot, right? or whatever. Don't mean they didn't either. Don't mean Abel didn't sleep with her first and then Cain got all jealous and tried to kill him. You know what I mean? Something's going on. Someone's dead. And it's Cain. And that's Cain. Maybe the firstborn child was Abel's there. I don't know. But the problem is, you don't know. Well, the story didn't cover what the real problem was. Just that Cain rose up and slew his brother, right? I don't know. With a rock. Not the rock of our salvation. Two different rocks, by the way. But again, it's a title. There's not the rock. There's a lot of rocks. You know what I mean? There's not the first rock, and then other rocks come after it either, right? I guess. I don't know. But I'm joking. I kid. Now that should quickly settle matters if you're telling people, hey, I'm making something up here. You gotta listen to the details. What I'm saying, especially if I'm on the couch, she's in there with her mom, that'll make sense, right? No. Now, if I did something with a cute waitress yesterday, I would prefer to do it in the women's bathroom and maybe in the stall so no one can catch us. If there is one, I remember all the details now. Out of politeness to the young lady, right? Now, she's still a young lady and she ain't no SLUT to me either, right? We did something, we did something. Between me and her, not me, you and her, right? Privacy, right, is in the bathroom stall or the bathroom itself. It could be locked, right? That's between me and her, not me, you and her, right? Well, I don't ever tell them what we did or didn't do, probably before they back me up somehow. Before I finish the meal or something. But I finished the meal still. It's the point to everything, right? Now, I might have been doing the same thing at the other buffet downtown. I don't know. I like Asian girls somewhere. Little fun somewhere getting something to eat, right? But again, today is a different day. You let yesterday go and move on, right? Well, why do you think I did it quicker with Michelle, the daughter, than right? She wanted it quicker. But I'm not grooming her because I'm not around her long enough to remember her. And I'm not after her, I'm after trying to figure out what Kelly still is, right? Now, like I said, I didn't mind Sasha either or any of the other women. Might get me back there too briefly, right? Thing is about amnesia with me is it's like it didn't happen with the previous person either, right? You're blacking me out, so I don't think that really happened. I'm just trying to eat, right? Now, if I'm eating her in the food, I don't recall all the details, right? But if you're trying to keep me from coming out, and you keep doing it, and you keep doing it, and keep doing it, and it don't work day after day, stop doing it. Stop working. Even if you don't stop doing it, I'm going to still eat out there because you're making yourself an issue to me, right? In other words, I don't know what's wrong with you, but I'm just trying to eat out here like the other customer. You're making something an issue, which has to be sex with me or your husband, right? Maybe you're having sex with both. But you're still not a slut or a whore to me. You might be to him. I don't know. But I know sex makes the world go round too, right? See, what Isaiah points out is someone's resisting how they were made, right? They have a problem with something they can do, right? And they're trying to make it evil for you to do it, fool, right? And it's probably something sexual, right? They taught us, right? That the other one didn't teach us, but was a little different. But once it was done, it was done. and I wish he had never done it and never been bored, maybe even, right? But he done did it, and once it's done, you can't undo the thought or the feeling in your head, right? Until you do it, you're innocent of it too, right? But once you do it, they won't let you out of it either, will they, right? That's the problem with Satan, right? But what Jesus offers you is a what? Chance to do it again, right? If you're trying to find the wife, you're trying to find the wife. If you're trying to find the husband and you're the husband, right? Or the wife and your wife, that's a different thing. That's a different thing. So, what about the trans, right? Well, you know what they're doing. It's still like the male trying to compete with the female because he thinks he's a prettier female. I guess, right? Gotta be a reason for it, huh? Whatever they're doing there, though, right? It's in their head, right? Now, Buffalo Bill and Silence of the Lambs was trying to murder them, right? Not just become one, right? that's where you're taking it too far too. But guess what? If nobody knows you're doing something as twisted as that, they don't know you're twisted like that. Right? But once the body stop piling up, dummy, they gonna look for you. You get that, right? Now, if you bring a 15-year-old girl to me and you try to shoot us together and she dies and I don't, get the point? She didn't have the faith I had, right? And what you're doing is tempting something you don't understand in the first place, which ain't why she's resurrecting, but why I'm resurrecting. Oh, there he is. That's Lord Farquaad. I'm teasing. And you see it. I don't know. They're playing kind of something, kind of royalty there, right? It's some kind of game or something, right? Royal something match, right? Okay. Download now. Episodes. Now, that's another point of why I did a trash card commercial instead of a right card commercial. It's the opposite, right? And how do you know you're not smelling meat? Won't say I smell. Well, why should I smell, right? Even if I resurrect, God can't resurrect me without the smell, Well, he warned someone's coming, right? And he will do greater works than me, right? Am I doing greater works than him? How many times have I resurrected, right? From the dead, right? Every time I go out to the Chinatown buffet, right? Which at one point was 2 or 3 times a day, right? Just to mess with someone who's messing with me, I think, right? If you don't mess with me, I won't mess with you, but if you mess with me, I mess back with you, right? Usually most people do, right? I ain't gotta remember something to know I'm after something, but even if I don't get what I want, I can wait for it, right? You know what I mean, right? What we're all taught anyway. But it's the look of love, right? She looks like someone I can love, but that's up to her, right? I keep telling her that too, but if you need some other attention, I can definitely go down on you, whatever else we do is up to you. You can say stop at any time. I don't think she said stop. But I don't think she also wanted me to know, remember, right? Or be sure we're doing something, right? So that's called what? A catch-22, right? See, she's doing it anyway, but she knows she's wrong too, but she don't care either, but she don't know what to do else about it, but do something she wants to do too, right? Well, that's the thing, right? And like I asked the waitress yesterday, did you get wet? Did you get wet? Why? Because you spilt the water all over the place. I don't know. And see, I'm teaching a new technique, buzzing. The slip. She like that. And then go inside, right? So, no, when it's real ready. It has to be quick too, when it's real ready. I'm ready and you're ready. I get it ready first, right? That's what they like. I get it ready. All of them. If they want. You're the orderly, I guess. I'm not trying to make it happen, right? Make it happen, right? Heard that line before, right? Who was it? McConaughey or something? Oh no, somewhere around there, right? But anyway, well, if you're quoting on, you gotta say who you're quoting there. Right? I think it was McConaughey who said that. Matthew, right? So I'm just teaching how I learned to do voices, right? Right. So First thing, you establish your baseline, who you are, what you sound like, right? And get in your own abilities, right? Right. Sure, McGurra. Something like that, right? I'm Fashion Queen, it's with you. Lucky Charms. Okay, I get it. Well, see, if you're doing something copyright wise, you gotta do it under what? Purposes, educational, right. And, teaching you how to impersonate or sing by ear makes it legal. Makes it legal. Kim K has more power than Meryl Streep. Well, she is more of an influencer, and Meryl Streep is more of an actress, right? Right. She's trying to get you to buy stuff from her, right? A little different there. But like I said, if you can't remember something, you can only say it's a fantasy, right? Right. Fully, partially, right? But if you're doing that, they use the other machine version. We even did last too, by the way. Well, do you understand, my friend? I say that. What? Now, in the Green Mile, the main character, the good guy, right? Trying to resurrect two little girls who are murdered by the bad guy who shows up later, right? Whenever he got it out, he coughed it out. Coffee. Anyone? Black coffee, no sugar, no cream. You know what I mean? Which is funnier, the singer. Uh-oh. But see, I'm a comedian. I'm trying to joke around with you. Be funny. Not hurt you. Just want a girlfriend. If it's one a day or whatever. Now, I know when I lose the time, right? Because it don't take me no hour to eat a little bit of food, right? 3 plates, right? And it's getting less, right? Exactly, right? The second place is less than the first plate. And the third plate is kind of a dessert plate, right? With fruits and vegetables. Come on. Thrown in, right? Get it? Okay. So anyway. Just woke up, so piddling, as my grandma would call it. Just piddling around. So, if Moses is a stutterer, so they say, is the papa really with the dot a double P, right? Or the sa S on one end and S on the other end, a double S. I don't know. But why do they go to sha, right? Or pa? I don't know. That's pa, sha. There's a little H there maybe too, right? You understand, right? If you're a stutterer, listen to how they talk, right? To understand. Wouldn't Mickey Gillis or one of them was a stutterer, I forget who, right? Anyway. Well, listen, right? Certain letters they have difficulties pronouncing. Ba-ba, the da. Ba-ba. Ta 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 ta. Jeez, it can also be T or TH, right? You understand? If they attempt to write down stuttering, perhaps. I don't know. And when you're a stutterer, you gotta listen to how they do certain letters, right? Now, the thing about stutters is they can sing better than they can talk, right? Right? Right. Okay, that's about the gist of it. Have a good day. Blessings on all.